Welcome everyone for today's session. We are talking about right to enlightenment, daily divine wisdom. Now, in the daily divine wisdom for right to enlightenment, today we're going to talk about from Dr. Dode Dispensa and also Ishwar Puriji, few of the talks on the science perspective that they're talking about. Let's start with Dr. Joe Dispenza. We're going to talk about what he's saying, and then we'll discuss it quickly on this subject.
Exquisite form in the solitude of nothingness.
You could have the most organic, vegan, gluten-free, ketogenic, triple filtered water, take all your vitamins, take all your nutrients, work out, do Pilates, do yoga, do your breathing, you do all of that. Get your body chemically balanced, get your body physically balanced. But if you're not gonna get your body emotionally balanced, forget it. Because the moment you get emotional, your body literally goes to the past. That's the one that matters the most. And then people, once they realize it's the emotion that's signaling the gene, oh my God, I better start really taking care of my emotional balance as much as I do with my physical exercise and my diet.
Now, this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza is talking about. He's talking about a very important thing. Yes, we have to take care of the diet, what we eat. Very important. We have to take care of the body, which is another very important thing. But one thing which is very important is the emotional factor. So let me repeat that one more time, and then we will also have this discussion with Dr. Bhardwaj on the same subject.
Once you get emotional, your body literally goes to the past. That's the one that matters.
Now, what he's saying is that our body really goes to the past. We are always living either in the past or in the future. Now, what's this really doing is that if we have an emotional imbalance, that means we are not feeling happy, we generate more unhappy thoughts. What can we do to really control that? He'll be discussing next, but let's talk about what he says here.
The most. And then people, once they realize it's the emotion that's signaling the gene, oh my God, I better start really taking care of my emotional balance as much as I do with my physical exercise and my diet and all that other stuff.
Now, that is the most important thing. Like what we are trying to focus on is very important. So we'll have Dr. Bhardwaj talk about this now. Emotional balance, emotional factor, which comes in understanding our divine wisdom.
Welcome, dear. And it's a wonderful subject to understand your emotions. Otherwise, you are in your past or in future. You are not in present. So I would like to tell you this, that body and mind together in tandem, they work, and they work to create emotions. And emotions create terrorists. I always use this word because they make you sick, because emotions grab all your attention and involve into past and future aspects. And then you are worried about things, and that worrying stops your mental growth. Because you will find in this video also, I had gone through it, Rohit had sent me earlier. So there are circuits in the brain which get developed. And if we can really avoid being emotional, because emotions does not help you. Love is not an emotion, my dear. Love is caring. So understanding emotions of haves and have-nots, because the mind deals with information systems, informations of what you are experiencing in this body, which is lust, anger, ego, attachment, deceit, fears, and worries, because you pre-calculate the future based on the past. So most of the time, you are into past and future, whereas you got to be in present. Whereas you have got that ability to solve problems in the real time, because you are that which is all knowing, all pervading. You are not this mind, you are not this body. You have acquired the mind and created the body. So let this divine energy of yours, divine wisdom is that you are that divinity, you are that divine, and the outer expression is your attention. This attention, which is part of all knowing, all pervading, should use the mind and body to be happy ever after. The kind of challenge Rohit is taking, is that he wants to make you happier. In 30 days, it's a challenge. If you have this wisdom, you will be happy ever after. Thank you very much, Rohit. Back to you again. You have to unmute yourself. We are not able
Yes,
to
thank
listen
you.
to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So scientists are saying the same thing, like emotion. What is emotion from scientific perspective is emotion. Emotion means energy in motion. And this is where the Newton law really comes in play. Where every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So when we have an action, there is always a reaction coming out of it. What does that really means? If you have an energy in motion of love, energy in motion of happiness, energy in motion of feeling gratitude, then we will receive more of that same thing. If we have an emotion, energy in motion of guilt, guilt will absolutely come to us. And if we have an energy in motion of worry or anger, what we are doing is we are saying to the law of inertia, which momentum, law of inertia, they say that everything, if something is in motion, it will remain in motion until unless there is a force which actually disturbs it. That means energy in motion will remain in us. Now, this is what we're going to discuss next. With Dr. Joe Dispensa talks about how do we attract happiness in our life. He's going to talk about that more. I'll be starting that in 1 second.